Pattaya. It's a place where people's dreams can come true. Men come, single men looking for love and romance, and they find it here in Pattaya. But be careful, because it can also be a hotbed of lies and deceit. I love that. When I wrote that, a hotbed of lies and deceit, it just jumped out of the page at me. Look, you meet girls over here, you maybe get married, and things are going very well, and most relationships go okay, unlike the weather. But sometimes things can go wrong. Guys can be cheating on girls, and girls can be cheating on guys in Pattaya. I know. Are there any signs we can look for? I've got 5 signs that maybe the lady of your dreams is cheating on you. And this video is not going to be so serious, folks, but these 5 things that I'm about to tell you are things that have happened to me. I know, but unbelievably, all my friends. So they're all true, and they're things that you might want to look out for. And the first one is quite obvious, really, and I think this is for relationships all over the world, and that is mobile phones, telecommunications, and social media. And before, I'm really at a loss to explain how people used to get together before the world of mobile phones, as dating sites, etc., etc. And 9 times out of 10, when you look at how a relationship broke down, either a social media site or the mobile phone, a smartphone is mentioned. That was from a report from a divorce lawyer who was on YouTube. So there are things that you can look for that happen. This happened to me. Suddenly, my girlfriend was getting phone calls at 3 o'clock in the morning, and she wasn't answering them. I was going out to maybe go to the shops or somewhere, or go to the bar, and I'd forgot my keys, or I'd forgotten my watch or something. So I'd go back into the condo where I lived, where she was quite happily sleeping when I left her, and then when I went back, she got up and she was talking to someone on her phone or like that, and it was like, whoa, seems to have been waiting for me to leave. I can't understand what's going on. There are so many red flags that you can see. For example, is your lady the type of girl who likes to take photos with you and then post them on social media? Do those photos suddenly disappear, or is she a little bit more reticent to post photos of you as a couple? It should be a bit of a red herring. Phones can be a dead giveaway. You know what, I'm going to be honest with you. I think I'm not somebody that demands that I can have access to my girlfriend's phone. I think that's a bit over the top. There are people that do that, but I do think that when you're starting to wake up in the middle of the night and search through your girlfriend's phone, it's usually the beginning of the end, because I'm sure that everybody out there watching this video has got something on there that they wouldn't like their partner to see. So social media and phones is the biggest giveaway. That's why it's number 1. Number 2, and this is really a bit of a social point, but it's also a scientific point, because here we are in 2023. Not only have we sent a man to the moon, but we've got a space station. We have electric vehicles everywhere, Teslas going around, and yet when we call our good lady or good wife, her phone has run out of battery. Now, I know that girls are sometimes not as organised as us guys, and they don't, for example, plug in their phones to charge overnight. But there are numerous opportunities all around Thailand and all around Pattaya, actually, where you can charge your phone. And there are battery packs, portable battery packs, and MagSafe battery packs, and all these sort of things that they can use. If you phone your tirak, your sweetheart, and her phone is off, and it's not usual for it to be off like that, then you might find that there's an issue. Also, if she says that she wasn't in cellular range, well, the cellular coverage here in Thailand is actually better than in the United Kingdom and in other Western countries as well. So that is a huge red flag when the battery's flat, the mobile's not working, the mobile got stolen, or that they weren't in cellular range. Most people, if they really want to, can get in touch with you, and you can get in touch with them. Number 3, how to tell if your lady is possibly cheating, and that is, I'd say, kind of appearance and also smells. One of the big ones that I always used to do, if I ever was going to cheat on my lady, which I would never do, of course, if I was in a short time room and the deed had been done and I was going to take a shower afterwards, I would never ever shower with the soap that was in the short time room, in the shower room, because as soon as you get home, you know exactly what she's going to do. She's going to greet you like a dog. And I'm not saying that women are dogs here, but she's going to smell you. She's going to smell you all over, and she'll be able to smell a different soap or different fragrance to the one that she's used to smelling. Women have an amazing sense of smell, and we forget that sometimes. If your lady has a different kind of fragrance than the one that she's used to, if she's using perfume more than she usually does, if she's dressing a lot sexier. I've worked with women now, younger women, for about 30 years. And it's one thing that I always do pick up on, is when you get a girl who used to be really, really sort of outrageously dressed, maybe, you know, short skirts, accentuating her assets. And then she changes suddenly into somebody that is more conservatively dressed. And if it goes the other way, and she's somebody that is quite conservative, but she decides to go out and her dress is quite revealing, that might be a dead giveaway. Also, things like nails. The amount of times that I compliment a lady on her nails, on her earrings and stuff like that, girls really pick up on that, but guys usually don't. So it's worth looking at the finer details to see if your lady is maybe try to dress to impress. Number 4, I'm going to tell you a little story, and this is about me and a lady. We were living together in Pattaya in a big condo, and she was working in a go-go bar, and she was promising me that she never went off with customers and all that. And I was a little bit sceptical, being the fact that I was at the time a go-go bar manager, and I'd seen a lot of women say this to their boyfriends, and they were not being terribly truthful. But there you go, I should have probably seen the wood from the trees. I was in love, and Cupid has his spell on me. Anyway, one time, my lady comes home from work. She's a little bit drunk, and you know how passion sometimes gets the best of you. And we were, you know, so pleased to see me. She hadn't obviously seen me all night. She'd been at work, dancing, thinking of me. And what happens? We get into a bit of a passionate embrace. I slowly unzip her dress, James Bond style, only for her top to fall down and 2,000 baht come from inside her brassiere onto the floor. Now, she said that she'd borrowed the money from a friend, but I think we can probably guess that that wasn't the case. And another thing that happened with that particular girl is she always used to keep her ID card inside her kind of purse, wallet. There was a little pocket that she used to keep it in. And on this particular day, she came home. And again, I think when you get to the stage where you're going through your girlfriend's bag or possessions to try and find a fault, is probably too late. You're probably already at the stage where you should probably call off the relationship. But I did that, and I found that her ID card, which you have to show if you go for a short amount of time into a hotel, was not in its usual place. It was right on the top of her bag, with some 1,000 baht notes there as well. So looking at girls' possessions and money, is she a kind of girl that you know, sometimes she'll phone you up or whatever and say, oh honey, I'm a little bit short this week, can you help me out with the gas, with the electric bill or with the rent or whatever, and all of a sudden that stops, and it seems that all of a sudden she has more money than usual. It's always a bit of a red flag, so be very careful around her possessions and money. Number 5, and this one actually really did happen to me. My girlfriend at the time had a motorbike, and she used to just go around the shops and do 1 or 2 errands. And I did notice one day that her motorbike was parked up outside in the condo in the car park downstairs. And as when she usually would go on the motorbike to the shops, as I say, and maybe see her friends on her own, this time I could see that the footrests on the bike were down, and she said that she had gone somewhere on her own, when in fact what she had done is she'd gone, picked up some bloke that she was seeing, and then gone to a hotel. So little things like that. If you go and look in a car, and maybe there's certain, if you share a car, there's certain things in a car. Maybe a seat has been adjusted, the passenger seat usually has somebody small in there, and all of a sudden it's been pushed back, and obviously somebody a little bit larger has been sitting in a passenger seat. Who knows? But it's a really, really good point, and as I say, it happened to me. A few honourable mentions here. You can say that, and it's quite an obvious one really, if she starts calling you by a different name. You know, sometimes it slips out. We all get kind of muscle memory about what when we talk to people, and if she starts calling you by a different name, or even calling you like Bab or Tirak or something like that. When I was a DJ back home in England, I had a mobile phone, but it was before mobile phones had caller display. Do you remember? So you just used to get just used to see incoming call on your phone, and I used to pick it up, and it used to be a girl on the end of the phone, or even before mobiles, like a girl would call my house phone, and my mum would pick it up or whatever and say, oh, some girl's on the phone for you. Do you believe we actually used to ask people their names when they called? And I didn't know who it was, so I'd always used to call every woman I ever used to know in Birmingham. I just used to call Bab. It's a West Midlands thing for babe. So I just used to call everybody Bab. And if she starts calling you like a nickname or something like that, it's a bit of a dead giveaway. And another one is, if you always go to the same restaurant, or you always go to the same coffee shop or something like that, and all of a sudden she doesn't want to go there anymore, it might be that the person that was taking her out the night before wanted to go to that particular coffee shop or that particular restaurant, and she's been spotted by the staff or people that might know you both with somebody else. It's happened time and time again. I'm sorry it's a bit of a sneaky negative video this week, but there it is. 5 ways that you can tell, little signs maybe, that your lady is cheating on you. Now, maybe I've just been unlucky. Maybe that relationships here in Pattaya are wonderful. And I have to say, most of the girls over here are very good, and they're not just conniving and cheating women. But if you have any tips of your own, or any little stories that you want to tell about how you've caught your lady, especially if it's quite funny, let me know in the comments, please, down below. This is always a two-way street. Don't forget to check me out at my bar, Le Pub. It's on Soy Diamond. Please pop down, 4 p.m. Most days I'm there. But for me, Mr. Egg, down by the lighthouse, which is just over there, by the secret steps that lead up to the Pattaya side. I wish I could say it was nice weather, but it's not. I'll see you next week for another video. But for me now, take care. Bye-bye.